The clothing and textile industry is one of the country's important sectors to the economy, employing tens of thousands of people and supplying both the domestic and export market. But those in the sector say they've experienced a deterioration over time attributed to illegal activities.
Some people, because of non-compliance, because they pay less than national minimum wage or the bargaining council agreement, can offer the product cheaper and it goes cheaper on the marketplace. So our product will have to compare with that product. You and I know criminals will always have the unfair advantage of those who want to make an honest living, if I may put it that way. I wish we can know who are their customers. And maybe if that is the route to go, and see whether people are putting on the shelf products that are made with compliance or products that are made illegal or criminally.
The company, Dept International, has been operating for about 40 years and says with an ailing economy and opportunistic elements, the industry continues to take a knock. Labour inspectors have been interacting with businesses for the past 3 days on a raid in Kwa Zulu Natal, where they've had to issue compliance and prohibition orders for non-compliance.
In this area, unfortunately, it's total non-compliance. So every single labour law that you can think of is being flouted, from the basic conditions of employment, where people are just working with no contracts of employment. They have no idea what they've been employed to do. We've issued out a number of notices.
Workers were found to be in the receiving end of the labour law violations, mostly facing what has been termed as exploitation. They've interacted with labour inspectors, worried about their jobs and afraid to speak out of fear of victimization.
We are struggling and don't even have a union, so we don't know about UIF. We are under a co-op, which we also don't understand, because we always ask but don't get a response from the employer. If they can also just increase our salaries.
The South African Clothing and Textile Union, SABC, says the Labour Department must come up with a strategy working with unions and law enforcement authorities to deal with cases picked up. They say companies in the area have been getting away with a lot in violation of the country's labour laws.
There's always going to be a gap because most of other companies are still non-compliant. We as the union are still trying to recruit from other local companies. They still don't want to be they don't want to let workers be part of the union for their own reasons. So it's very important that we organize and maybe do something as the union to make sure that we recruit as many people as we can so that their rights can be protected.
According to the Inspector General, all companies operating in the country should have compliance mechanisms that will in some instances lead to the safeguarding of businesses and that of lives. The department vowing to continue with a compliance drive to other companies across the country, urging for the blowing of the whistle where violations are picked up, also calling on companies to come forward if in need of compliance assistance. Katlego Logodi, SABC News in Kwa Zulu Natal.